Welcome to English with Songs. Learn English through your favorite hits with weekly episodes, mini exercises, and cheat sheets.
Hello, hello, English learners around the globe. Have you ever felt like you're caught in a story, a dramatic tale where your destiny hangs in the balance? Well, get ready, because today we're diving deep into a lyrical narrative that's all about being saved from a certain fate.
Ooh, Louise, that sounds deliciously dramatic. Are we talking about a superhero origin story here or something a bit more Shakespearean? Because the title alone gives me chills.
A bit of both, Caroline. Today, we're not just listening to a song, we're unraveling a modern epic. We're talking about the Fate of Ophelia by none other than Taylor Swift. And trust me, it's a lyrical journey that will save your English from its own tragic end.
I love it. A mission to rescue our listeners' English skills. What specific treasures are we unearthing today, Louise?
Many treasures. We'll tackle evocative vocabulary that paints vivid pictures, master functional phrases for your everyday conversations, and polish your pronunciation until it shines like a beacon. Get ready to understand expressions that sound complex but are incredibly useful, and learn how to avoid common pitfalls when using song lyrics in real life.
Fantastic. So by the end of this episode, our listeners will be able to navigate dramatic narratives and everyday chats with confidence and flair, all thanks to Taylor Swift.
Exactly. So grab your metaphorical megaphones because we're about to make some noise. Welcome to English with Songs podcast. And welcome back, everyone. For those of you just joining us, I'm Luis, your host, here to guide you through the wonderful world of English with Songs.
And I'm Caroline, your co-host, ready to dive into all the linguistic drama with you. We're so thrilled to have you here, ready to learn and grow your English skills.
Today, with the Fate of Ophelia, we've got some incredible learning packed just for you. Here's what you can expect to master by the end of this episode.
First, we're going to unlock a bunch of powerful vocabulary that you can use to describe intense emotions and dramatic situations, both from the song and for your daily life.
Second, we'll break down complex lyrical phrases, transforming them into practical, everyday expressions you can confidently use at work, school, or with friends. No more sounding like a Shakespearean play when you just want to grab coffee.
Third, we'll fine-tune your pronunciation, focusing on stress and linking, so you sound more natural and fluent when expressing those new ideas. You'll be nailing those tricky sounds.
Fourth, we're going to identify common mistakes when applying song lyrics literally and show you safer alternatives so you always hit the right note in any conversation.
And finally, you'll get actionable tips and mini role plays to practice everything we've learned, ensuring you can apply it immediately.
This episode is going to be a game changer for your fluency. So if you're serious about taking your English to the next level, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this episode with anyone who loves music and wants to master English. You won't regret it. Let's go! Well, Caroline, it feels like ages since we last saw each other. I feel like I've been sitting alone in my tower waiting for you.
Oh, Louise, I'm sure your tower has been anything but lonely, but I'm glad to finally be here, ready to dig into some amazing words and save our listeners from the fate of, bland English.
Exactly. We've got a fantastic lineup of words and phrases today, divided into two categories. Podcast words, terms we'll be using throughout our show that are super useful in everyday English, and song words, powerful vocabulary directly from the Fate of Ophelia that we'll make practical for you.
That's a great approach. It ensures our listeners not only understand the song, but also gain practical tools for their daily conversations. Let's start with our podcast words, shall we?
Podcast words.
Our first word is unravel.
Unravel.
To unravel something means to investigate and solve or explain something complicated or mysterious. Think of it like untangling a knot. Example 1, detectives are trying to unravel the mystery of the missing painting. Example 2, it took me hours to unravel the complex instructions for assembling this furniture.
And notice that unravel has the stress on the second syllable. It's a great word for when you're trying to figure something out. Next up, we have dive deep.
Dive deep. To dive deep means to thoroughly explore a topic or issue, to go into great detail. It's like going underwater to see everything. Example 1, today we're going to dive deep into the grammar of this song. Example 2, Before making a decision, it's important to dive deep into all the pros and cons.
It implies a thorough and serious examination. You're not just skimming the surface, you're really getting into it. Next up, we have takeaways.
Takeaways. Takeaways are the main points or conclusions that you take from a discussion, event, or piece of information. What you take away with you. Example 1, what were your key takeaways from the meeting? Example 2, this episode's takeaways will definitely boost your English confidence.
The stress is on the first syllable, takeaways. It's a very common word in business and education. Let's look at on the fence.
On the fence. When you are on the fence, you are undecided about something, unable to make a decision. Example 1, I'm on the fence about whether to go to the concert or stay home. Example 2, many voters are still on the fence regarding the upcoming election.
It creates a vivid image, doesn't it? Like you're literally sitting on a fence, not choosing which side to jump down on. It implies neutrality or indecision. And finally, we have nail it.
Nail it. To nail it means to perform something perfectly or achieve something successfully. It's an informal, enthusiastic way to say you did something well. Example 1, she really nailed it during her presentation. Everyone was impressed. Example 2, you'll nail it on your English exam if you keep practicing like this.
This is a fantastic expression for celebrating success. It's casual and full of energy, great for everyday praise.
All right, now let's dive deep into the lyrical wonders of Ophelia's Fate and extract some powerful song words for you.
I'm ready. Let's see what dramatic vocabulary Taylor Swift has for us.
From the first verse, we hear, I heard you calling on the megaphone. Our word here is megaphone.
Megaphone.
In the song, it suggests a loud, public, almost inescapable call. Example, the coach used a megaphone to give instructions to the team. Register note, neutral. It's a physical object. You might also hear on a loudspeaker for public announcements. Then we have, you are quite the pyro.
Pyro.
Here, pyro implies someone who deliberately starts fires or creates dramatic, explosive situations, not just literally with fire, but metaphorically causing trouble. Example, don't let him plan the party. He's a bit of a pyro and always causes chaos. Register note, informal, often with a slightly negative or critical connotation, hinting at someone who loves drama. It's short for pyromaniac. In the pre-chorus, I might have drowned in the melancholy. Our word is melancholy.
Melancholy.
It describes a deep, pervasive sadness, a feeling of despondency or gloom. Example, the rainy weather always puts me in a melancholy mood. Register note, formal, poetic. You could use sadness or gloominess for a more neutral alternative. From the chorus, you were just honing your powers.
Honing your powers.
In the song, this suggests someone who was secretly developing or perfecting their abilities, preparing for something significant. Example, while she was away, she was honing her powers as a negotiator. Register note, formal, powerful. For everyday use, you could say improving your skills or practicing to get better. Later, pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes. Let's focus on pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance.
It's a strong declaration of loyalty and commitment, almost like a solemn vow. Example, the new employees were asked to pledge allegiance to the company's core values. Register note, formal, strong. In casual settings, you just say be loyal to or commit to. From verse 2, love was a cold bed full of scorpions. The venom stole her sanity. Let's isolate venom.
Venom.
Here, venom is used metaphorically to mean something deeply harmful, poisonous, or destructive to one's well-being or mind. Functional example, the venom of gossip can quickly destroy a reputation. Register note, formal, figurative. You could use poisonous effect or harmful influence for a less dramatic phrase. And finally, I might have lingered in purgatory.
Purgatory.
It is used metaphorically in the song. It implies a state of suffering, suspense, or delay, where one is stuck between two states, often uncomfortable or uncertain. Functional example, waiting for the exam results felt like being in purgatory. Register note, formal, literary, with religious connotations. For a more neutral option, you could say being in limbo or a state of uncertainty.
Wow, these words truly paint a picture, don't they? And knowing their register is so important for using them correctly. Great selection, Luis.
Luis, after that fantastic vocabulary review, I have to ask, Why this song? The Fate of Ophelia is quite a dramatic title. What makes it such a goldmine for English learners?
That's an excellent question, Caroline, and the answer is multifaceted. This song, while dramatic and poetic, is incredibly rich for A2, B2 learners because it uses vivid imagery and emotional language that, when deconstructed, provides fantastic everyday English.
So it's not just about the drama, but the underlying structures and concepts.
Exactly. It teaches us about expressing strong emotions, describing transformation, and understanding allegiances, all crucial for engaging conversations. It's a narrative of rescue and empowerment, and many of its phrases can be adapted to personal growth, career changes, or even simple decisions. We're going to take these grand statements and land them in your daily life.
I'm ready to see how we take the Fate of Ophelia and make it relatable to our morning coffee run.
Let's take the line from the chorus. All that time I sat alone in my tower. You were just honing your powers. The first part, I sat alone in my tower.
That sounds incredibly isolated and perhaps a little self-pitying.
In the song, it suggests a period of isolation, perhaps feeling trapped or unnoticed, waiting for something to happen. In everyday English, if you want to express a period of quiet solitude or even feeling a bit stuck, you could say, I was in my own world, or I was a bit withdrawn.
Example 1. After the big project, I needed some time, so I was kind of in my own world for a few days.
Example 2. She felt a bit withdrawn before she found her passion. Now she's unstoppable.
So it's about conveying a period of introspection or quiet without sounding overly dramatic or like you're actually trapped in a fairy tale castle.
And then you were just honing your powers. We discussed honing your powers earlier, but let's bring it into context.
So the other person was preparing, getting stronger, maybe even for me?
In the song, it implies a hidden period of intense self-improvement and preparation, often with a specific goal in mind. For daily use, to describe someone improving their skills or capabilities, you could say, they were busy working on their skills, or they were getting really good at something.
Example 1. While I was studying, my friend was working on their coding skills and is now a pro.
Example 2. The team quietly got really good at digital marketing before launching their new campaign.
That makes it much more practical. It removes the magical, almost mystical connotation and makes it about dedicated effort.
Another powerful line, you dug me out of my grave and saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Let's focus on you dug me out of my grave.
Very dramatic. So I was metaphorically dead?
It signifies being rescued from a hopeless or dead-end situation, from a state of emotional or spiritual despair.
In a usable, less literal way, you can say, you pulled me out of a difficult spot, or you helped me turn things around.
Example 1. My mentor really pulled me out of a difficult spot when I was struggling with my career. Example 2. After months of feeling lost, that new job helped me turn things around.
Much less morbid. It's about being supported and given a new chance, which is something we all experience or can provide to others.
One more. Love was a cold bed full of scorpions. The venom stole her sanity.
The phrase, the venom stole her sanity. That sounds like a terrifying and complete loss of control.
In the song, it illustrates a destructive force, an emotional poison that completely overwhelms and consumes one's mental stability. To describe a situation or influence that is mentally draining or makes someone lose their clear thinking, you could say, it drove them crazy, or it made them lose perspective.
Example 1. The constant pressure at work drove him crazy until he decided to take a break.
Example 2. Her endless criticism made me lose perspective on my own abilities.
These are fantastic alternatives, Luis. It shows how we can convey the intensity of the original lyric without using language that might be too strong or confusing in a typical conversation. It's about capturing the essence.
All right, Caroline. We've learned how to deconstruct these powerful lyrics. Now, let's talk about the problem. What happens when our eager English learners, inspired by Taylor Swift, decide to use these dramatic phrases literally in everyday situations?
Oh, I can only imagine the glorious misunderstandings. I think the biggest pain point for learners is when they assume poetic license equals literal truth.
Precisely. Let's paint a picture. Situation 1. Imagine an enthusiastic student who is trying to apologize to a friend after a minor disagreement. They remember the line from the song, "You dug me out of my grave," and decide to use it.
So they say, hey, I'm so sorry. You really dug me out of my grave after that argument.
Exactly. Now, the friend, instead of hearing a heartfelt apology for a small fight, might hear, "Wow, this person thinks our little argument was a life-and-death situation where they were practically dead."
Ouch, that completely escalates a minor issue. The friend might think, are they being sarcastic? Are they overreacting? Do I really have that much power to dig someone out of their grave over a missed coffee date? The emotional register is just completely off.
The pain for the learner here is that their intention to show deep gratitude for being forgiven or for resolving the conflict is completely lost. Instead, they create confusion, awkwardness, or even make their friend uncomfortable due to the sheer exaggeration. It makes them sound inauthentic or overly dramatic. Situation 2. Let's consider a professional setting. Someone is trying to describe how a colleague helped them with a challenging project. They want to express how much this colleague improved their skills. They recall, "You were just honing your powers."
So in a team meeting, they might say, thanks to Sarah, who was honing her powers in secret, we finally finished the report.
Now, while the sentiment is good, honing your powers sounds like Sarah was secretly developing a superpower. The team might look at Sarah with a mix of confusion and amusement.
And Sarah herself might feel a bit awkward. It sounds like she's a supervillain in training or a ninja preparing for a secret mission. It's not the kind of praise you'd usually hear in a professional debriefing. The phrase carries a weight of hidden, almost mystical development.
The pain here is twofold. The message of appreciation is overshadowed by the unusual phrasing, and the speaker might come across as unprofessional or theatrical. It's a disconnect between the speaker's intent and the audience's interpretation, all because of a literal application of a poetic line.
So the key takeaway here is, poetic language in songs is powerful, but context is king. Always consider your audience and the situation before using such strong figurative language.
All right, English learners, fear not. We've identified the problems, and now it's time for the solutions. We're going to give you safer alternatives, polish your pronunciation, and put grammar into action with some micro role plays.
I love this part. It's where we turn potential pitfalls into stepping stones for fluency. Let's make sure no one accidentally calls their boss a Pyro anymore.
Indeed. Let's revisit our first problematic phrase. You dug me out of my grave.
Phrase 1. You dug me out of my grave.
As we discussed, this is highly dramatic. In a casual or professional setting, it suggests an extreme rescue.
So what are our safer alternatives?
So, neutral, you really helped me out. Simple, direct, universally understood. Polite, I really appreciate your help during that difficult time. More formal, emphasizes gratitude. Hype, you were an absolute lifesaver. More energetic, but still understandable and positive. For absolute lifesaver, notice the linking, absolute lifesaver. The T often links with the following vowel sound if it's there. And lifesaver has the primary stress.
Lifesaver. It flows nicely and conveys that positive, strong emotion without the morbid imagery.
Micro role play. Apology to a friend. Imagine you had a small misunderstanding with a friend, and they were really understanding and helped you sort things out.
I'll be the friend.
Hey, Sarah, I'm really sorry about our argument yesterday. I felt really bad about it.
It's okay, I understand. We all have those moments.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate your understanding and how you help clear things up. It means a lot.
Of course. I'm glad we talked it through.
Now, imagine if I had said, you really dug me out of my grave yesterday.
Out of your grave? Was it really that bad? I just thought we had a slight disagreement about where to eat.
See the difference? The safer alternative is clear, expresses gratitude, and matches the situation's intensity. Phrase 2, you were just honing your powers. Again, a bit fantastical for everyday use. It suggests hidden, almost magical development.
What are the alternatives, Lewis? Neutral. You were improving your skills. Direct. Professional. Clear. Polite. I could see you were truly developing your expertise. More formal. Emphasizes growth and specialized knowledge. Hype. You were mastering your craft. Enthusiastic. Implies high level of skill.
For developing your expertise, notice the word stress. Developing your expertise. Both vel and per carry significant stress.
Developing your expertise. It sounds professional and impactful.
Micro Roleplay 2. Praising a colleague. You're at a team review, praising a colleague's contribution to a project.
I'll be the colleague, Mark.
Mark, your work on the new data analysis system was outstanding. We really appreciate it.
Thanks. I really enjoyed working on it.
It was clear you were truly developing your expertise in this area, and it really showed in the results.
I appreciate you noticing. I've been trying to learn more about it.
Now, if I had said, Mark, it was clear you were honing your powers in data analysis.
Honing my powers? Thanks. I guess I've just been reading a lot of manuals?
The safer alternative gives clear professional praise without making your colleagues sound like a superhero in training. Phrase 3. The venom stole her sanity. This is highly dramatic and implies a complete mental breakdown caused by a toxic influence. In daily talk, we need less extreme alternatives.
What can we use? Neutral. It really affected her mental state. Direct. Sympathetic. Polite. The stress took a significant toll on her well-being. More formal. Emphasizes the impact on overall health. Hype. It drove her absolutely mad. More informal but common for extreme frustration, not necessarily insanity.
For took a significant toll, notice the linking and stress. Took a significant toll. The G in significant is often silent.
Took a significant toll. It's a great, slightly formal way to express a heavy impact.
Micro Roleplay 3. Discussing a difficult situation. You're talking with a friend about someone who was under a lot of pressure at work.
I'll be your friend, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa, have you heard about Tom? The pressure at his job has been immense lately.
Oh, really? I know he was struggling. How's he doing?
Honestly, it took a significant toll on his well-being. He needed a break.
I can imagine. That's really tough.
Now, if I had said, the venom stole his sanity.
Wait, venom? Sanity? Is he okay? Did he have a complete breakdown or something? That sounds incredibly serious.
Again, the safer alternative accurately conveys the severity without triggering unnecessary alarm or using language that's too intense for the context. Now, let's talk about some grammar that's suddenly honing its powers in this song. All that time I sat alone in my tower, you were just honing your powers. This highlights the use of past continuous and past perfect simple.
Ah, yes. How do these tenses work to build the narrative here?
The line, I might have drowned in the melancholy, uses the past perfect simple implicitly when combined with the conditional. It refers to an action that would have happened before another past action or point in time. In the song, Ophelia would have already drowned by the time the you character intervened. It creates a sense of a completed hypothetical action in the past. We use the past perfect simple, had plus past participle, to talk about something that happened before another action in the past. Example 1. By the time I arrived, they had already finished eating. Finishing happened before I arrived. Example 2. She had never seen such a beautiful sunset before that trip. Never seeing happened before the trip.
So it's about a sequence of events in the past, showing what came first.
Now, you were just honing your powers, uses the past continuous, was, were, plus ing verb. This tense describes an ongoing action in the past. In the song, while Ophelia was in her tower, this other person was continuously developing their abilities. We use the past continuous to describe an action that was in progress at a specific time in the past, or when another action interrupted it.
So, example 1, I was studying when the phone rang. Studying was ongoing. The phone ringing interrupted it.
Example 2, at 8 p.m. last night, I was cooking dinner. An ongoing action at a specific past time.
So in the song, Lewis, we have Ophelia's implied past perfect situation, she would have drowned, as the background, while the other character was continuously honing their powers. It really builds the narrative tension.
Absolutely. Understanding these tenses helps you tell richer stories and describe past events with greater precision, just like Taylor Swift does in the Fate of Ophelia. It gives depth to your narratives.
That was a brilliant dive deep into grammar, Lewis.
What an episode, Caroline! We've truly unraveled the fate of Ophelia and rescued some incredible English learning.
We certainly have. It feels like we dug our listeners out of their grave of confusion.
Metaphorically speaking, of course. Let's do a quick recap of our top 5 takeaways from today's dramatic journey.
1. Vocabulary expansion. We learned powerful words like melancholy, pyro, and honing your powers, giving you richer ways to express emotions and development.
2. Context is king. Always remember that song lyrics are often poetic and metaphorical. Before using them, consider your audience and the situation to avoid misunderstandings.
3. Safer alternatives. We provided fantastic, neutral, polite, and hype alternatives for dramatic phrases like "you dug me out of my grave," ensuring you always hit the right tone.
4. Pronunciation precision. We practice stress and linking, helping you sound more natural and confident when using new vocabulary and phrases like takeaways and expertise.
5. Grammar in action. We explored the past perfect simple and past continuous, showing you how to sequence past events and describe ongoing actions, adding depth to your storytelling.
These takeaways are your new superpowers for navigating English conversations with confidence.
Now, for our amazing listeners, here's some actionable advice. Practice active listening. When you listen to your favorite songs, don't just hear the words, try to understand the context and the feeling behind them.
Create your own alternatives. Take a dramatic lyric from any song and try to come up with 3 safer alternatives, one neutral, one polite, and one for hype.
Role play with a friend. Find a study partner and try out our micro role plays. The more you practice, the more you'll nail it.
Journal your thoughts. Use some of the new vocabulary and grammar points to write about your day or reflect on a personal experience.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of English with Songs. It's been an absolute pleasure to share this learning journey with you and to save your English from any melancholy or purgatory.
And remember, don't let the fate of Ophelia be the fate of your English learning. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep challenging yourself.
We love hearing from you. Please leave a comment below with your favorite takeaway from this episode or suggest a song you'd like us to unravel next.
Join us next time for another exciting episode where we'll dive deep into another song and explore new ways to hone your powers in English. Until then, keep shining.
See you next time on English with Songs podcast.